and effective English based on the editorial. Besides these three, you are going to work on practice questions based on exam topics. And today's exam topics, error location, para-jumble, and consolidation also you are going to do. The words you got, today is what, Tuesday or Wednesday? The words you got on Monday and Tuesday, you're going to get consolidated. That's about the enrichment. We'll go to the actual editorial and we'll start the session with a nice quote. What is today's quote? It takes more intelligence to listen than to speak. Usually we think it takes more intelligence to speak. That's what we think. But what does the quote say? It takes more intelligence to listen than to speak. So what is important here? I hope you guys have that intelligence. Yes or no? And this editorial is all about the war, the clash between Israelis and Palestinians. But to be very specific, it is about Israel has been attacking Gaza district, impact of that, whether it can be justified or cannot be justified, and all about why it has been doing and time to stop. It's about that. So what is the tone of the editorial? The tone of the editorial is, the tone of the passage or editorial is critical, criticizing, and accusatory. Write the noun form accusation or the verb form accuse. Accuse means what? Point out someone, say someone has done something wrong without proof. We also use the word allegation. Write two words, accusation, allegation. The tone of the passage is critical and accusatory towards Israel. The editorial does not approve Israel's action. As simple as that. And today we have a few important words. Let us go to word power. What is the first word here? Cease fire. Cease is a separate word, fire is a separate word. But here it has been used as a compound noun. Please write compound noun. Compound nouns are very important, exam point of view. What is a compound noun? Usually a noun is one word. A compound noun may have two or three words. And why is it important from the exam point of view? People make mistakes. What mistakes do they make? They make a mistake like, usually when we want to change a singular noun to a plural noun, we add S or ES at the end of the word. Student, students. Boy, boys. Girl, girls. Using the same logic, imagine mother-in-law. It's a compound noun. How many words are here? 3 words. Mother-in-law. What is a plural? A lot of people say mother-in-laws. Wrong. What is the key word mother? To that we should add S or ES, mothers-in-law. That you have to recollect. So cease fire, cease means what? To stop. Cease fire, a temporary suspension of fighting, stopping something. But underline the word truce, T-R-U-C-E. This is used in everyday English. Imagine you're fighting with your friend or your brother at home. Suddenly you feel you're going to lose. Then you say truce. Have you heard of this word? Means we have to take a break. We have to stop fighting. An important word. Ruthless. We have got for the first time. Again, an important word. Part of speech adjective. Having or showing no pity or compassion for others. Underline the word compassion. Compassion means a kindness. Write the word kindness. Compassionate means showing kindness. No compassion. Someone is suffering, you're not bothered. You're compassionate or not compassionate? Not compassionate. But when we want to say someone is not bothered about others' sufferings, we use 2 words. First you write the word callous. Then you write the word stony. Stony goes with everyday English. Callous is an important word. They have given in a few exams. Means no emotions. Someone is suffering, you're least bothered, like a stone. So stony or callous. Have you got the meaning? But sometimes what happens, we are all normal people. When we come across something very positive or we get positive news, we celebrate. Tomorrow you get the job. Will you remain quiet or you celebrate? You may dance also in your room. Make sure no one sees. And some sad news, you feel happy, you feel depressed or not depressed. But some people, they are very mature, poised, balanced, Positive, they don't react. Negative, they don't react. It is a positive term. And it is a philosophy also practiced in Japan. Write the word, they have given many a time. That person is called Stoic. And that philosophy is called Stoicism. Means balanced, matured, down to earth, positive or negative, no reaction. They take in the right way. An important word. And philosophy also, Stoicism. And ruthless, without thinking of others' suffering, you do something. Aggressive, we have got many a time. Aggressive means what? Ready to attack. Usually it goes with animals and dogs. Aggressive animal, aggressive dog. But sometimes it goes with business context. We say aggressive marketing. Right, the combination? Aggressive marketing. Some companies market aggressively. Means very openly, deliberately, on a large scale. So don't think aggressive physically attacking, it goes with marketing, aggressive marketing. So here, aggressor, noun form, aggressive adjective. A person or country that attacks another first. Here actually, Palestinians attacked Israel. Not exactly Palestinians, a particular group, terrorist group attacked Israel, not a country. But Israel is a country. So today we consider Israel aggressor because it's a country, first one to attack. Onslaught is also an important word. A fierce or destructive attack, part of speech, noun. Onslaught of bombs. Onslaught of means continuously attacking using weapons or bombs. Continuous attack, onslaught. Rubble, part of speech, noun. After earthquake, imagine a building comes down, then what do you see? You see the stones, bricks, all those. For those we use the word rubble. The piles of broken stone and bricks. Frantic, write the combination frantic call, C-A-L-L. They made a frantic call. Frantic, part of speech, adjective. Extremely upset, especially because of anxiety or fear. Imagine you're in a particular place. The place is being bombarded every day with bombs. How do you feel? Comfortable or uncomfortable? You are gripped with fear. And then you make a frantic call to all your friends and relatives. Stronghold, an important word, part of speech, noun. A place that has been fortified, means made very strong, so as to protect it against attack. But actually in this context, it talks about a particular place. Write the combination. Stronghold also goes with politics. Politics. And write constituency. You all know the word constituency. Someone is contesting from Amirpet. Amirpet is a constituency. I'm sure you all know. And generally we say it is a stronghold of Congress. It is a stronghold of BJP. A particular constituency is a stronghold of a particular party. Means what? The party is very strong over there. Imagine Amirpet is a constituency. Here Congress has been winning. No one can touch Congress here. Then what do you say? Amirpet is a stronghold of Congress party. It goes with politics. But here meaning is different, context is different. Hostage, this goes with terrorist, hijacking, part of speech, noun, hostages, plural. A person seized or held. Underline the word held, not seized, held. As security for the fulfillment of a condition. A terrorist group hijacks a plane. They have a condition. And they take the passengers as hostages. And if you fulfill this condition, we'll release the hostages. Same thing happened here also. Let us go to seize, part of speech, verb. Take hold of suddenly and forcibly. You take someone or something using force, then we use the term seize. Usually it goes with a place. Conventional, an important word, part of speech, adjective. Based on or in accordance with what is generally done or believed. But simply write the word traditional. Conventional means traditional. And here you have to recollect something important. Today we talk about climate change. We talk about greenhouse gases, greenhouse effects, because of what? Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels come under conventional sources of energy or non-renewable sources of energy. What is opposite? Non-conventional and renewable sources of energy. What comes under non-renewable, non-conventional and renewable sources of energy? Solar energy, wind energy, all these come under. So conventional, traditional, non-conventional, not traditional. Important words. You may get a passage based on conventional sources or non-conventional sources of energy. A rain has two different meanings. It can be a noun, it can be a verb. Please add the part of speech noun. As a verb, any means of curbing, controlling, or directing. Underline the word controlling. Then you may ask, sir, as a noun, what does it mean? And as a noun, it is used in the plural form. Write the plural form, rains. Reins means leather straps. Leather straps used to control a horse. You must have seen movies outside also. How do you control a horse? Using the leather straps. And those leather straps are called reins. Have you got the meaning? What is the next word here? Rhetoric, an important word, part of speech noun. Speech or writing intended to be effective and influence people. You can also write the word persuading speech. It goes more with speech than writing. So persuading speech. And also write it goes with politicians, brackets politics. Rhetoric, if you take politicians, many politicians say, I will do anything for you till the last breath of my life. A standard dialogue. We all know to what extent they do what they do. That is nothing but a rhetoric. It is, in a way, used in politics to influence innocent people. What is the last word here? Preach. Part of speech verb. To try to persuade other people to believe in a particular belief. Underline particular belief. Brackets, you write the word religion. Preaching goes with religion. Now, I teach a subject like English or physics or chemistry. I'm a teacher. But someone teaches a religion. What is the word for that person? Write the word preacher. He preaches Christianity. He preaches Hinduism. He preaches Islam. And you have to know another word. Today, if you watch Bhakti channels, regular channels also, you come across some people, they talk about religion and they relate religion to the lifestyle and make a common man understand. Two personalities are very popular. One is Chaganti, Koteswara Garu, and who is the other one? One more person. So these two are very popular. Every day they come on radio, on TV. What they do is called discourses. Write the word discourses, religious discourses. What they do is religious discourses. Chaganti and the other one also quite popular. Garikapati, yes. Between the two, I like Garikapati. Very practical and relates to everyday lifestyle. Anyhow, these are the words from today's editorial. We'll go to the editorial. I'll do it a bit fast because we have a few exercises and words from 2 days. How does it start? Cease fire means taking a break or announcing truce. Stop fighting. On the danger of Israel turning Gaza into. In the editorial, you come across one particular phrasal verb. Please underline turn into, turning into. It has been used many a time. Turning Gaza into an open prison on fire. Now, what does it mean? Underline the words open prison on fire. Prison is open or closed usually? Open. And prison means confined or not confined. You are in a prison, can you go out? You cannot. It's an open prison on fire. Means You have no choice. Only one thing happens. What happens? That is inevitable. Death is inevitable. As simple as that. Prison, you cannot go out. And fire, can you escape? In a way, it means there is no escape from death. That's what going on right now in that particular region. But what is the main idea of this editorial? From being a victim of terrorism, I'm sure you all know the word victim. Someone who gets affected, we use the word victim. Israel was a victim of terrorism. Based on that, from being a victim of terrorism, Israel has turned into, as I said, used many a time, has turned into a ruthless aggressor. Initially, it was a victim. Now it is making many people victims. It has become an aggressor, ruthless, no emotions. I don't know how many of you are aware. Today, if you look at what is happening in West Asia, especially Gaza, kids are suffering, women are suffering, a lot of people are dying for no mistake of theirs, innocent people that cannot be justified at any time. We'll go to the editorial. How does it start? Israel's bombing of Gaza is entering its second month. Imagine a particular place bombarded for 1 month, and entering the second month, the impact is devastating, unimaginable. It takes many years for this place to develop, come back to normalcy, and damage already over. Entering, which tense is that? Present continuous. Underlined words, you have to be alert. When I ask a question, you have to respond quickly. Israel's bombing of Gaza is entering its second month, and the tiny Mediterranean strip of 2.3 million people has been turned into. Here, what is the subject? Underline the tiny Mediterranean strip. Strip is the key word, that is singular. Of 2.3 million people, phrase, put the words in brackets. Strip have or has. So singular verb has been used. Strip has been turned into. Which tense is that? Present perfect, active voice or passive voice? Right, passive voice. Has been turned into what the UN has called a graveyard for thousands of children. Graveyard. You all know the word graveyard, the last place you want to go to. Yes or no? A graveyard for thousands of children and a living hell for everyone else. Those who have survived, for them it's really a hell. I watch BBC, I watch CNN. There is a kid lost his mother. Hell or not? And he doesn't know, the kid doesn't know why he lost his mother, why she lost her mother. And without a mother, horrible. And the kid sees all around dead bodies. It's unimaginable. Yes or no? So this is very unfortunate. It talks about that. Living hell. Hell is again after death. But what is the expression here? Underline living hell. Living hell for everyone else. According to the Gaza Health Ministry. Tell me why have I underlined according to? It's important from the exam point of view. When you talk about other sources, you can say according to. According to the ministry, according to the government, according to him, according to her. Based on the same pattern, people make a mistake. They tend to say, please write this quickly, according to me, and mark it wrong. You should never say according to me. That is wrong. What are you supposed to say? In my opinion. For that you have to say, in my opinion, it is not correct. But a lot of people say, according to me, it is not correct. That is wrong. In my opinion. Do remember, they have given in a few exams. I hope you have written. So, according to the Gaza Health Ministry, at least 10,000 people, how many? 10,000, many of them women and children, have been killed. Which tense? Active voice or passive voice? Passive voice. Have been killed in Israel's onslaught. Onslaught means continuous attack using bombs, weapons, which began after Hamas's October 7 cross-border raid. So when did this start? October 7. What is the date today? November. 1 month is over. So October 7th, cross-border raid, killing at least 1,400 Israelis. That is also a blunder. 1,400 Israelis were killed because of the attack which took place on October 7th by Hamas. That cannot be justified. All the 1,400 Israelis, innocent people or terrorists? Innocent people. Who has the right to kill innocent people? But again, what Israel is doing is something like tit for tat. You all know tit for tat, retaliation. That also cannot be justified. So many of them, women and children, have been killed in Israel's onslaught, which began after Hamas's October 7th cross-border raid, killing at least 1,400 Israelis. Israel's attack has also displaced, which tense is this? Present perfect, active voice or passive voice? Active voice. Has displaced. Displaced means losing your home or losing the shelter, losing the place where you live. Displace. Has also displaced some 1.5 million people. 1.5 million means how many people? You should answer immediately. 15 lakh. 1 million, 10 lakh, 1.5, 15 lakh people lost their homes. Displaced means what? Lose home. Lost their homes. Israel ordered. Tell me why the word ordered in bold. At least one student responds, I'll be happy. After certain verbs, we should not use any preposition. Write those verbs immediately. These come under common errors. Discuss about. People say we are discussing about movies. Wrong. Order for. He ordered for coffee. Wrong. No preposition after these verbs. They informed to the students. Wrong. They informed the students. And stress. He has stressed on two things. Wrong. He has stressed two things in the meeting. These are common errors they have given many a time. All these prepositions cannot be used after these verbs. What are the verbs here? Discuss, order, stress, and inform. Have you copied? Fine. It says, Israel ordered more than 1 million Gazans to move south and then continue to bomb the enclave. Enclave here means a place. Write the meaning. Enclave means the place. It warned people to move out. Then it started bombarding. High rises have been leveled. First question based on grammar, which tense, which voice? Present perfect, passive voice. Please make a note. But why is it the two words are in bold? What are the two words? High rises. What do you understand from that? High rises means tall buildings. Please write. Tall buildings. For tall buildings, we have a specific word. What is the word? Please write skyscrapers. Tall buildings are known as skyscrapers. Are you aware of this skyscraper? If you don't know, please write immediately. Skyscraper. And today, if you take the entire world, one particular city has a name. City of skyscrapers. Which city is that? New York City. New York is known as a city of skyscrapers, GK bit. New York has another name. It is also known as, please write this, I've given all these, whatever I say, based on the exam, do remember. That means you have to write. I don't have to tell you guys. Big Apple. Big Apple means what? In one exam, they gave a question. Big Apple means what? Opposite of small apple. So what is Big Apple? New York City. Please write New York City. New York has two names, City of Skyscrapers and also Big Apple. So what does the sentence talk about? High rises have been leveled, means pulled down or destroyed. And northern Gaza's neighborhoods, underline the word neighborhood. In this part of the world, because we follow British English, we don't use that word. Write a few words what we use. Colony, a residential area. These are the words we use. A colony, a residential area. But if you take American English, they use a word, they don't use these words, they use the word neighborhood. Neighborhood is American English. And again, if you take these neighborhoods in the US, some are well developed. Any city, anywhere in the world, same thing happens. Development is lopsided, means uneven. Today, if you take Hyderabad, you come to high-tech city area. It looks like you wonder in India or in some other country. But go to old city, how does it look? Quite opposite or not? So that goes with every city because the development is lopsided. So in the US also we have cities, we have backward areas. And for backward areas, there are two important words you have to know. One is like a phrasal verb. A rundown area. A rundown area means a backward area. See, all these have been used in different competitive exams. If you learn, you will get benefited. A rundown area means what? Backward, not developed. But another word you have to know, ghettos. Singular ghetto, usually used in plural form. Ghettos also means the same. Backward area, a rundown area, ghettos. We don't use these words in our country. So new words you have to spend some time to remember. Gaza's neighborhoods turned into rubble. So entire place turned into rubble. Only piles of stones and bricks. Refugee camps. You all know the word refugee. We have got so many times. I usually give 4 or 5 words. You have to recollect. Refugee camps, schools, hospitals, and ambulances are not being spared. Answer immediately, are not being spared. Which tense is that? Present continuous active voice or passive voice? Please write passive voice. They are not sparing schools. Schools are not being spared. You have to know both the forms. They are not sparing something. Something is not being spared. It is present continuous passive voice. Very unfortunate. Which led to frantic calls, because they're not sparing all these, it led, what is the actual verb here? Lead. Past form, led. Which led to frantic calls. You're anxious, you're worried, you're nervous, then you make a frantic call. Led to frantic calls from the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, for a ceasefire and respect for international humanitarian laws. We have something called humanitarian laws. Sometimes you may get a passage, violation of human values, human rights. And humanitarian means what? Certain things we should not do, keeping this particular dimension in mind. And international community also reminds, no, don't do it. It is not good, cannot be justified. Same thing, they raised the same question. According to the UN, 89 UN aid workers were among those killed. Aid workers also got killed. Aid means what? Help. According to the UN, 89 UN aid workers were among those killed in Gaza in 4 weeks, the highest in any comparable period in the history of our organization. Usually aid workers don't get killed. But in 4 weeks, how many got killed? 89 got killed. The war has also triggered, again present perfect active voice, triggered massive protests across the world, especially in the Arab street. Underline the word street. What do you think? Arab street means Arab region. Here street means region. But Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has rejected calls for even a humanitarian pause, let alone a ceasefire. Entire world has been asking the Israel Prime Minister to go in for ceasefire, at least on the basis of humanitarian grounds. But forget about taking a pause. He has refused complete ceasefire, let alone a ceasefire. First a pause, then ceasefire. They're not willing to. They have taken it very seriously. They want to continue. Perhaps they want to remove the entire area, should disappear once for all. Israeli troops have now encircled Gaza city. Again, present perfect active voice. Encircled. What do you understand? Surrounded. Gaza city. A densely populated Hamas stronghold means they have a grip over that particular area and are involved in street battles with militants. Once they enter their area, obviously, it results in street battles, fighting. The objective appears to be to topple the Hamas government. Topple means what? Are you guys here? The objective appears to be topple the Hamas government. Topple means to remove from power. Please write. Remove from power. Usually what happens, a particular state, imagine a particular party. Party A came to power. After some time, Party B buys the MLAs of Party A, and then the government gets toppled. Means what? The elected government got toppled means they lose power. Same thing happened in Maharashtra. Same thing happened in Karnataka. Same thing happened in so many states. It has been going on of late. In the past, Israel had taken quick victories against conventional armies in the region. This talks about this is a different battle. So it compares past and present. In the past, Israel had taken, which tense is that? Past perfect, active voice or passive voice? Active voice. Had taken quick victories against conventional armies in the region. Traditional armies in the region, they had the upper hand. But contrasting information, its track record in asymmetric wars, symmetric, symmetrical, opposite, asymmetrical, means both are not the same. Israel is a country, Hamas is a terrorist group, an organization. And the war is in a way asymmetrical. Is mixed. Is mixed means what? Generally we say, write one sentence, I have mixed feelings. What does it mean? I have mixed feelings about someone or something. Means I have both positive and negative feelings. So here mixed means they got sometimes upper hand, sometimes lower hand, sometimes victory, sometimes defeat. Both positive and negative. That's what it means. Is mixed. In asymmetric wars, the result is mixed. It has lost at least 30 soldiers, has lost, again present perfect active voice. And once the fighting enters Gaza city, it is expected to be bloodier. Means more are going to get killed, both the sides. Not only Israeli side, the other side also. Many people will get killed. That is inevitable. If Israel presses on, already underlined, press on. Write the meaning of the phrasal verb, press on. Press on means insist. If Israel presses on, if Israel insists, that's what it means. Presses on what? If Israel presses on, turning the rest of Gaza into an open prison on fire, it can have disastrous consequences for West Asia. And if they continue with this, what will happen? The whole area will be completely devastated. A lot of people will die. Then Arabs will not keep quiet. They will try to retaliate. Already they have started, a few countries, I think, Yemen they started, some other countries started, and it results in something like a deadlock. And the damage is going to be devastating. That's what the sentence is. For the entire West Asian region. Here it says, Yemen's Houthis have already launched attacks against Israel. Already Yemen has started. The Israeli-Lebanese border remains tense with Hezbollah saying, all options are open. Means any time they may attack. That's what it means. The only country that can rein Israel. Now, what is the solution? Israel has been bombarding Gaza district, and other countries have been requesting. Israel is not in a mood to listen to anyone. Only one country can control Israel. Which country is that? The US. Reign means control. The only country that can reign Israel is its patron. Patron means supporter. Please write patron, supporter, and write the noun form patronage. Here, supporter, not a simple term. Imagine there is a particular orphanage. You all know the word orphanage. And they need money to support the orphans. A businessman supports that orphanage. Then they say, he is our patron. Means what? He is the one who helps us. Here, patron, the US, only one country, that is the US. But unfortunately, the Biden administration, despite, why despite in bold, off should not be used. All its rhetoric about rights, US always talks about humanitarian grounds and human rights, violation of human rights. But in spite of all that, despite all its rhetoric about rights and a rules-based order, is yet to act. Yet to act, an important expression. When we ask the question, has a master come? Yet to come. Have you heard of that standard expression? Yet to act. That means they haven't acted yet. This is an opportunity for the US to show the moral leadership. Now, if the US takes the initiative and controls or reigns Israel, the entire world will appreciate the US. Moral leadership. which it always preaches about. The US always talks about moral leadership, preaches about. It should tell Israel and use pressure if needed that it cannot continue to kill Palestinian civilians in the name of its right to defend itself. Israel says we are trying to defend ourselves, but in the name of defending yourself, you cannot kill innocent people. And who should tell that? The US should tell to Israel, and that is the only country which can tell, convince, or control. How does the editorial end? Which it always preaches about. It should tell Israel and use pressure if needed that it cannot continue to kill Palestinian civilians in the name of its right to defend itself. Israel must be made to cease fire immediately. Main idea is being reiterated. Must, helping verb used for what? Personal obligation or something that is compulsory. And here, is it an active voice or passive voice? Must be made. And put a star mark above the preposition to. Why is it important? Here, make is a verb. Make, made, made. And there are two verbs which come under causative verbs. One is make, the other one help. After these two causative verbs, in active voice, you should not use a preposition to. But in passive voice, you can use. Here, is it in active voice or passive voice? Passive voice. So nothing wrong with that. Tick that one. That you have to recollect. Now we'll go to the practice questions. See, I said it takes a lot of time, 40 minutes. We'll start with spot the errors. Read the first one and tell me where the error is. To abate the noise crisis, governments must prevent the production of violation firecrackers. Violation or violative? Change the word form. Violation is not correct. Change it to violative. L-A-T-I-V-E. Question is about word forms. In bank exams, SSC also, quite often they ask questions based on word forms. Right word, wrong form. Go to question number 2. The festival of light should not be allowed to degenerate in a festival of noise. Which part has an error? Third part. What is wrong with the third part? In or into. Very good. I appreciate that. The festival of light should not be allowed to degenerate into, not in. Into. Firecrackers are associated with joyous celebrations across the world, and many are toxic, often too loud, and release noxious fumes when combusted. Where is the error? How many of you say there's an error in the third part? So what is wrong with the third part? Here we have two clauses. First clause talks about something positive. Second clause talks about something negative. That is contrasting information. We are not adding information, we are presenting contrasting information. Then you have to use a contrasting word. Can you use the word and here? What is the contrasting word you are supposed to use? But. They are part of joyous celebrations, but they are harmful. That is the right word. Go to the next one. In 2018, the CSIR launched less noxious and less noisy green crackers, which use various statutory bodies have mandated. Where is the error? How many of you say there's an error in the third part? What is wrong? Is it which or whose? Please change which to whose. Whose use various statutory bodies have mandated. What is the relative pronoun here? Whose, not which. Whose use various statutory bodies have mandated. Go to the next one, last one rather. The Noise Pollution Regulation and Control Rules 2000 stipulate that firecrackers cannot be bursted in silence zones. Which part? Third part. What is wrong? Burst or bursted? Burst, all the three forms. Burst, burst, burst. Common error, people say bursted. There is no word like that. only burst, any form. Have a look at the para jumble and try to get the correct order. How many parts are there? You have boxes also. Can A be the first one? B be the first one? This is about, when you go through all the parts, you understand it is about religious celebrations, and that's a general term. Then the writer presents a specific example in the form of Deepavali or Diwali. Can C be the first one? No. D? No. So what is the first one here? E is the first one. Many religious occasions have become synonymous with noisy celebrations, irrespective of the hour. Underline religious occasions, general term. Now the writer wants to give a specific example. What is the second one based on that? B is the second one. During Deepavali, firecrackers, even green ones, routinely produce more than 90 decibel of sound. Now, what is the third one? A is the third one. If, say, people burst firecrackers at 90 dB for 10 seconds, and the ambient noise is 50 dB for 50 seconds, what is the next one? C is the next one. And this is a pattern. And this pattern continues for, underline 4 hours by 12 hours. 12 plus 4, how many? You have to answer immediately. So where do you find 16 hours? So based on that, which two form a pair? C, F form a pair. And what are you left with? In residential areas, but not in commercial ones, yet the noise is already harmful. E, B, A, C, F, D. That is the correct order. Please go to 5 idioms based on animals, because yesterday we got a red herring. Do you remember? Based on that, I have brought 5 idioms based on animal world, animals. Lion's share, the largest part of something. So first one, what is the answer? B. Make a beeline. To move quickly and directly toward something. To rush for something. Eagle-eyed. Quick to notice things, observant. A red herring you got yesterday. A piece of information that is intended to be misleading, deviate. What is the last one? White elephant. An expensive possession that is troublesome, difficult to maintain. All these are very important. They've given many a time. We'll go to questions based on comprehension skill. Read the first one. Are you ready with the answer? According to the passage, how has the UN described the situation in Gaza? Thriving is a positive word you cannot use here. A paradise, positive word you cannot use here. A graveyard for thousands of children. Answer is what? The third option. C is the answer. How many people were killed in Israel's onslaught? According to the Gaza Health Ministry. Is it 1,400? Say yes or no. Yes? 5,000? 10,000? Please check once. Gaza Health Ministry, how many people got killed? 10,000, am I right? Answer is the third option, 10,000. Gaza, 10,000. Israel, 1,400. Please don't get confused. And don't confuse the master. What was the trigger for Israel's attack on Gaza mentioned in the passage? A natural disaster? No. Border dispute? No. Hamas's cross-border raid? Answer is C. What is the primary objective of the Israeli troops in Gaza as described in the passage? Primary objective. Distributing humanitarian aid? No. Protecting civilians? No. Toppling the Hamas government? Mentioned clearly. I give the meaning of the word topple also. C is the answer. What is the potential consequence if Israel continues to press on with its actions in Gaza according to the passage? Improved stability? No. Increased international support? No. Attacks from other regional groups? Yes. Peace negotiations with Hamas? No. So what is the answer here? C is the answer. Now you got words, first to yesterday's words, then one day, Mondays. We go in the opposite direction. Abate, part of speech first. Verb, meaning. What is it? Widespread. But widespread more than that, without stopping. Abate, I gave one expression. I'm trying to give the word stop. Unabated rains means what? Without stopping. Okay. Toxic, adjective, meaning one keyword, harmful. Noxious, adjective, harmful. You can use the same word. Statutory. Statutory means you can also write one word, legal. You can also write the word legal. Based on a statute, but statute means what? A written law brought out by a legislative body. And threshold, meaning a particular point where things start changing. The peak, you can also think of the word peak. Environs, an important word. Noun, meaning surroundings, very good. Tinnitus, part of speech, noun, meaning a ringing in the ear, something keeps on. And burgeoned, verb, meaning to develop or to improve or to transform. Any of these words you can think of. Haphazard, adjective. Haphazard development, I gave the combinations. Haphazard growth. Systematic or not systematic? Not systematic, what is the word? Random. Ambient, part of speech. Ambience, noun form. Ambient, adjective. Surrounding, ambient weather, ambient atmosphere, means surrounding a particular area. A mete out, part of speech, phrasal verb, obviously, means what? To give or to give punishment. Usually it goes with punishment. To give punishment to someone. Obscure, adjective, meaning two meanings. One meaning vague or not clear. The other one not known to many people. We'll go to the words we got on Monday. Tide over, part of speech, phrasal verb, meaning to provide temporary support. Very good. Inflection point, turning point, it's like a standard phrase. Compliance. Compliance is a noun, comply is a verb, meaning to follow the rules and regulations, to stick to adhere to rules and regulations. And flush out, now, phrasal verb, meaning to remove. It goes with your everyday English as well. Gamut, part of speech, noun, meaning range. That is a word. You have said range, exact word. Anthropogenic, adjective, caused by human activities. Adverse, adverse report, adjective, means negative report. And disrupt, a verb, meaning interrupt. Very good. And what is it? Along with the meaning, try to recollect the word combinations. It goes with supply chain. It goes with services, disruption of services. Stalemate, noun, meaning deadlock. Very good. Allied, verb, meaning merge. Merge is the word you have to remember. And concerted efforts means what? Adjective. Concerted means together, coordinated. And daunting task. I'm giving the combination so that you can guess the part of speech. Adjective. Means what? Very difficult. And what is the idiom that goes with daunting? Uphill task. It is an uphill task. Means very difficult to do. Very good. I see a lot of change, the way you are responding. Highly appreciable. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.